Okay. So during those questions, there were some of them that we didn't attend, but I managed to find a solution to them. But the only one, I think, okay, I've done that one. I've done 16. I think 15.
The only one
Number 15.
the only one I didn't do was the one with a date with that has got to do with a date format. That's the only one I have to get. I have to get the correct command for that one. That's the only one. The other ones I did everything. If you look through all the lectures properly, you will find them. So let me. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, very important, because at times I will not be talking. I will think that people can hear. Nobody can hear. All right, so let's put our something on mute. Then we'll move on. All right. Okay, here we go. So what happened is that last week I tried to install a failover server, SQL server, but I discovered we tried to resolve that problem throughout yesterday, but that one still has a problem. So what we're going to keep that lesson in pause for now, and while I go on to teach you a bit about stored procedures and views. So this is a very straightforward one. Once you understand queries, you're already on the way to success, because query is the language. You must understand queries very well. Very well. All right, let me connect to Win Server 1. And we're going to create some ad hoc procedures. When I say ad hoc, we're going to look at it together and we'll formulate our procedures. Normally you have some queries that are used every time, every day, in repetition. Okay? If you go somewhere to a bank or whatever, normally all you do is to feed in your information, who you are, and all your information comes out. You feed in your identity, and out of that identity they can bring out all your history and everything, because behind the scenes you don't have a developer who's running a query. What happens is that we have a procedure that holds the query. Okay, so instead of writing every time query, you can actually now store your query in what we call a procedure. All queries that you see in the application world are stored in procedures. All of them. And we're going to learn what procedures are. Very simple. Because you have known the basics of queries, this one will not be a problem. If you open, I'll be happy. Let me check what is happening here. Okay. Let me try using the... It's too slow. Everybody's using internet now. Okay. So what I'm doing, let me disconnect from here. This is an office. Okay. All right, so let me close these windows here so we don't have a pile up of a mess here. Who joined us just like, can you kindly put off your okay. So here we are. So we're going to form some procedures. Let us examine our tables again. Open a new query pane here.
Yeah, so I can't see your screen.
Okay, thank you very much. You see now? You have to tell me. The old man thought you can see, you are seeing everything. Meanwhile, nobody's seeing anything. Okay, so here we are. This is my screen. So what I'm going to do, let me quickly get the PUBS diagrams out. We started from here. This is what I started from many years ago. And today, I am, I'm in there. Now, for instance, now we wanted to find out information about an author. We want to find out the name of the author. And we also want to find out just the name of the author and the name of the books that the author has written. What the tables we're going to use in this is three of them. You have the DBO titles, you have the title author, and you have the authors table. Now, all these three tables, you can see they are connected. They're connected from the authors table. You have the AU_ID. Okay, which is connected to this ID here. Then also you have the title ID, which is connected to the title of the book in the titles table. So the authors all have books, and their books have their titles. So we can get the information. If, for instance, now you want to I want to find out, do a procedure that will get all the authors and their books. And this is a kind of query that many people will come and ask all the time. I can just implement a procedure that will simply do that. So we'll have three tables here. We're going to use the authors table, title author, and titles. Okay, so I'm going to do a join here. Select all from authors. Now I'll get error here because I have to be in the correct database, which is the PUBS database. Okay, so I say select all from authors. Okay. Then there's title author. Then there's also titles. All right, so I'm now going to join them with their join clause here. Let me just use aliases here, so I will not be writing too many things all the time. Okay. I'll call this AU. I'll call this TI. Then I'll call this one, so let me call that one oops. Let me not call it TI, let me call it TA. Then I'll call the other one TI, that's for titles. All right, so okay. So I'll say where AU_ID is equal to TA dot, okay, so, and TA dot title ID is equal to title TI dot title ID. Okay, so we have, so what I need is actually author's name. I'll say author dot, the author has got his first name and the author has got also the last name, and also I'm going to get the title of the book, which is TI dot title. Okay, it's a very simple query. We just bring out all the information about the doctor. Okay, so we see all the information about all the books that all the authors have written. If you want to make it in a very correct format so that all of them will have, you see all the authors will be, we're going to order everything by the author's name, order by AU underscore F name and AU dot AU underscore last name. Okay, all right, so we have them here. So this is just something, and this might be, you know, if you have people that come to your company and all that, or to the whatever bookshop or the library, they will not probably be able to run a query like this. What they can do is just to press a button. So what we can do is that we can make the application, when you press the button, the application is going to go and run this query for them, and they see the results on their computer screen. So what I'll do here, I'm going to wrap this into what we call a procedure. I'll say create procedure, let's say all authors. Okay, as, let me put this, all right, so this is, if you run this command now, it's going to create a procedure. You will not, and this procedure, okay, if you go now to the left pane, to the databases, go into PUBS, you see an object, a procedure object has just been created. Okay, this is, or they are normally programs. You can see stored procedure. All right, so we have here, this is the stored procedure we just created called all authors. So how does this serve you? Okay, you can, if you execute the stored procedure, you get the same result. I just executed the stored procedures, and this was all about, this is how you execute the stored procedure. Now this is just a complete script actually, but in reality it's sufficient for you to just write execute. Exec is a short form of execute. Okay, you can use execute, then I'll say all underscore authors. Okay. So you can see the results here. So when you execute the query, let me just cut that from here and put it back in the original pane here. So I've just created this procedure. What you do if you want to execute it. So when you press a button, normally the trick is that when you press a button, there's a procedure, a reactionary procedure behind the button that will go and run this procedure for you. Okay, and you now see your results. The query is now wrapped up inside that procedure. All right. Now, what if I wanted, you know, to get the books for a specific author? That means I have to change this procedure. I have to create another procedure. Let me just copy this so I don't write it again and again. Let me just copy rather, or put it. Copy, open a new query pane, and paste this inside there. So if you want now a procedure that will say, that will just get the information of a particular author, I can change the name, I can create a procedure called get author information. So what you have to do now is to pass in, you know, values. You have to actually create another where clause, add another where clause. I'll say where author author dot, sorry, that's already a where, so I'll say and author dot author underscore ID is equal to, then I'm going to call it the name of the person here. So let me just give it a variable. I'm going to explain what this means now. Let me just say the, oh sorry, not the author name. The author, we're using the author first name and the last name. F name. And also, I'll just call him first name. This first name, we're going to pass it into the procedure. I'll explain to you how you do that now. And author dot author underscore last name is equal to at last name. There's a problem here. We are doing something and this thing is not aware. These are variables that have to be declared. You know, when you program, we're entering now into program. When you program, you always have to kind of indicate the value, the data type of the variables you are using. Now, what we're going to do is immediately after this, you have to like declare the variables you're going to pass into these are what we call input variables. All right, so I'm going to define this one first name. And I'm going to call it a variable character of, let's say, 20. Then the other one, you can, okay. Then this one here, last name, it's going to have a variable character of 20 also. All right, so you can see the red, something has disappeared because now we have defined these variables. And when you create a procedure like this, what is happening is that these values are the values, you're going to pass in these values to the procedure. And I will show you how they implement this in the real world, in the real working world. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a procedure. And I'm going to tell you how we're going to use this procedure. So the procedure has been created. Okay. So I'm now going to get underscore offer info. So let me execute it, and normally if I execute it, you normally will not get anything here. Okay, look at the error. It says that the procedure of function get author underscore info expects parameter first name, which was not supplied. That means these two values are actually parameters which I must supply at the initial, which must be, run by the side of the procedure. So let's say we know, I don't know the names. Let me go and look at the names again. I've forgotten what they are. Let's say select. Okay. Okay, so let us use that one. So let me now run this example here. And I'm going to look for somebody called Albert Ringer. Okay, so I'll say Albert, then the second parameter is going to be called Ringer. All right, so I just saw it down here, so I'm just getting out now. Notice that I put them between single quotes. Always remember, single quotes always go for something like, hold on there. I have to put the comma, sorry, between two variables. So you can see here, if I execute it, what it's saying is that I've passed in two variables. I've passed in Albert, a string, and I've passed in Ringer. So what the query will actually do inside of the procedure, we now substitute the @first name here with Albert, and last name we will now substitute it with Ringer. So that's why we have this query. It will bring out the specific, thing that we need. Now, there's something I want to tell you. For instance, now, if you wanted to do something, for instance, now, hold on there. I'm going to do a drawing out here for you guys to see. Normally in the real world, you have the computer page, and normally you see boxes on your web application page, isn't it? You see something like this. They'll tell you to fill in your name, isn't it? Okay, so probably here you might want to write something like, you might want to put the name, what do they call it here? What's the Albert? Then you put in here Ringer. Okay, then you have the button that you press. Maybe this will be the button here. Okay, so when you go and press, when you go and like press this button here, sorry, so when you like, okay, so when you go like press this button here, you observe that it will automatically open another page, and the page will see the results, the author name, and the title. So what is happening is that behind the scene, this is how programs are run in this world, generally speaking. Okay, it might be a Java language, or it might be HTML plus PHP. All those languages are used for the interface, and it will make a call to the procedure, what we call a call to the procedure, and execute the procedure. It will pass the parameters that you've entered into the mask or into the fields, and now pass it to the procedure and execute it, and it now return to you the results that you have. So let's say almost 100% of the companies out there, virtually almost all of them use procedures behind the scene to bring out queries for you. All right. So here we have an offer and all that kind of stuff. Do you know, in reality, if a new author joins the fold, you know that you can actually like do a procedure that will put in a new author's name. Okay. Now let me go and look at the script. Remember, we had a script at the early stages that we used to create. Okay, let me try and get it. Okay. Okay. To make things easier for us, let me look at the model here of the insert into the authors table. All right, where are we? Let's make a search here instead of wasting time. Search offer table. All right, so then okay. Let me get something similar. All right, so I'm going to create a procedure so that new authors can be inserted into the authors table. We don't have any constraint that will give us problems there. So what I will do is to open a new query pane here. All right, this is how they inserted data into that. So let us just manipulate this figure. So I will just create a new person. Okay, this one is Bennett. I'll just call it Hawaii, and I'll call this one Luke. Then I'll just give this number something else, something just to, oops, been an error there. All right. If I make a mistake with the format, it will give me errors there, so I have to be very careful. Now let me change this one here to 9. Okay. 9499. Okay, California. All right. Let me just change this one to LA. Let me change this one to San Taf. All right, so I'll change the address here to just like that. So this is the new value. We're going to add this value. I want to create a procedure that will normally just insert values into that authors table. So I'll just say create procedure. All right, let me look at the camps of the authors table here. Tables, offer, the columns. All right. All right, so I have to define all those little stuff there, and it's going to take some time, but it's worth the try. So I'll just say create procedure new offers. Okay. And so I'm going to define just exactly the way they are defined. So you know what I'm going to do? Just use a trick here to make things shorter. I'm going to go up back to the offers, the definition of the create table. Okay, so I'm going to now pick up the columns from here. All right, and I'm going to open a notepad. These are tools you're going to get used to. You will get to know them later. All right, so okay, God bless you. Here we are. So I'm going to okay, I'll leave this out here. Okay. There's a comma there. And this one's a commas here. Then you got a comma here, you got a comma here. All right, so I go back to our studio where we're creating the new. Okay. Oh, you didn't pick up the. Hold on there. Copy. All right, so I'm creating this procedure as insert into offers. Okay. Values. So these are the values we're going to insert into this authors table. All right, instead of wasting time there, let me quickly. do another of those tricks here to make things fast. Okay, so I'm going to put in that, and I'm going to like remove the comma, the little spaces, check. Substitute, yes. So everything will substitute with that. Okay. So we have just this one as a transgressor here. This one is a transgressor here. So what I'm going to do is to like, oops. What the hell did I do there? Made a bloody mistake. I'm not supposed to have done that. I'm supposed to have done a comma here. Alright, so this one is a transgressor. So let me unite these columns together now. Line operations. Alright, so that joint, but I have to remove all that stuff. Alright, so all these are values to be inserted into the table. All right. Go. Ah, la 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 la. Ah, la 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 la. Okay. Bloody mistake there. I put in the comma 2 times, but all right.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the new procedure. Okay, and I hope it has not created it because the way it's giving me that sign there. Let me go and look here, close the tables here. Let me make a refresh and stop procedures. All right, so we've created a new procedure. If you look by the left, you make a refresh. You see Okay, I'm not seeing it here. How come? I was refreshing the wrong thing. Okay, so new author. So what this procedure would do when you have a new author or a new person, just like you imagine when you came into Italy for the first time, you submitted your documents, they put in your documents into something. What happens actually, there's a procedure behind the scene that is taking all your information that's being typed on the computer and is now inserting it into a table. So right now I'm going to like run this procedure using these values that we have here. Remember we have these values here already. So I'm going to execute new author. Execute new author. Okay. Please put off your sound. Execute new author. All right. Then I'm going to pass. Of course, there's going to be some work. Sorry, it didn't pick it up there. I have to pass in all those values. I have to pass in all those values. 1 minute there. Okay. Okay. Execute new authors. All right, so I'm going to. So normally if I execute it like this, it's supposed to pass in the values into the procedures. Remember when we defined it, this one here will go for this. This will go for the last name. This will go for the first name. This will go for the number. This will go for the address. This will go for the city. This will go for the state. This will go for the zip. This one will go to. So now we just have all you just now need to do in the future. See, one role has been affected, and we have a new author in the book in the table. All right, because I've used the procedure to perform something there. It's very interesting. And tomorrow, if we have a new offer, all we just need to do is to use this procedure and put in the person's name. Let me just put X, not just to not to waste time. And the person still stays in the same area and all that. So you execute this. So another person has been added. And of course, if I select all from authors, from author, to see all the contents of the author's table, you will discover that you discover these new entries will be there. Okay, you can see how I look. You can see HXYY and all that kind of stuff. So I just did that to demonstrate to you how we can use a procedure both for a select and all that. You can also use a procedure to update your data. Okay, it's the same process. Okay, for instance, now maybe okay, hold on there. Okay. right, so if for instance now how I look changes city to another place, let me just say it goes to New York, or it goes to Atlanta somewhere, I could just like create a new procedure to say change address or something like that. And what I'll just do is to wrap in an update statement with the where clause that will update the information of the person. Okay, it's very, very important. These things are very important because, simple, arithmetic. Let me just give you something very, very banal, like, for instance, now just a procedure. Okay, while I'm trying to solve the problem with the failover, I'm going to also, teach you how to program. Now, programming is that's the power of because when you have you program in SQL, you now implement conditions. Some conditions that cannot be implemented with the normal commands. Okay, if this condition is like this, then do this. If this is not like that, then go this and do that and do this, and very, very wide logics that you implement with your SQL. All right, very, very important. Let's just joke here. Just to give you a little addition, how you can use these things also with to do calculations and all that. For instance, now create procedure. New sum. Let's just call it new sum. I'm going to use the small int. I'll just say sum. I'm going to define some small int. Okay, and let's put them as okay, so then you also, so I'm now introducing what we call the output. All this time we've been doing input. Okay, output is a variable that you use to handle results. Okay, if you want to use the result from a procedure to do another thing or to perform a report or something, you can actually save the output into a string. So I'm actually defining a string called my sum, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it in this particular procedure. So I'm going to, let us say, as select my sum, okay? Then we're going to do all the pluses here. At sum 1 plus at sum 2, then the sum, the plus and plus will keep going and going and going. So just 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 5. This is 4. This is 3. Okay, so going to create a procedure. Sorry. Where am I missing something here? I'll select my sum. Hold on. Wonder what the problem is here. 1 minute there. At sum 1, this has been defined, isn't it? All right, so we've created a procedure. If I refresh here from the left, and you know that variable that we have a variable called my sum. Refresh. Okay. In reality, the variable my sum is going to hold the sum of all the other variables together. And this is very, very good when you want to make reference to the value in another program or for a report or something. Now, if I'm going to do like this now, I'll say execute new sum. Now I'm going to put in different values. Let me just put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 5 values there. Okay. Okay, my sum has to be shown. Okay, I'll just say at show Okay, this is so this is how you can see right now I've actually passed that variable, the output here. Okay, I've passed it into another variable. Okay, and it's now giving me the ways is very complex. You can use it to pass it into another procedure. You can use this method to pass in values, you know, for report making and all that kind of stuff. And as you go higher, you will discover that you're going to use a lot of output. Okay, it's just generally used to store values in a procedure, in a variable that will be used for that program. Now, I want you to understand concepts like variables are very important. Declarations, we're going to go into all of these. This is the next phase of what do they call it? Programming. You're going to learn how to use things like, hold on there. I can just give you a nugget so people can just have a peep ahead of what we're going to do. Okay, so you can do things like you have to learn about variables. Write these things down, make a Google search, SQL variables, declare statement, how to declare variables. All right, you're going to learn how to program with the if, while, else, all right. So all these are things that when you begin to know these things, you now become a programmer. And once you master it with SQL Server, it's very easy to jump into another platform as an expert. Very, very easy. Because once you've understood the secrets of programming, you discover it's all the same with other languages. The only thing that other languages might call it a different name, or they might add certain things. But generally speaking, once you have the foundation, it opens the world of IT for you to greater heights. All right? If you can do this one tomorrow, you'll be able to enter into Python, you'll be able to enter into PLSQL and do all that. Now, this is what we call transact SQL. It's not the, okay. Transact SQL, okay, it's different from what we call the ANSI SQL. ANSI SQL is the general SQL, and it just does the basic stuff. But when you want to enter into transact SQL, you know, you need to do programming logic that is native to SQL Server itself. Okay, so let me just hand you over these scripts. You people can just look at them and implement your own things. Try to be imaginative. All these things I did today, I didn't write them somewhere. I just kind of like put them together. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep. How you doing, my man? Who am I speaking with? Hello? Okay, you're not talking to me. All right. Okay, this is another one. I'll copy that one too. Oh, network. Coronavirus network. All right, so all right, so here we have some stuff. I'm just going to copy everything, select all, copy, and I'm going to give it to you. So you just go back and look at it. Go back to my place here. My voice is breaking. Sorry, it's because of the network. So that's it for today, my friends. God bless you. And we're here next time.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah. You know, when you started typing, you started with this alternate, the at AUD_ID. I don't know what that one means.
Yeah, but I defined an alias for the authors table. If you look at the, hold on, for the authors table, hold on there, please. Let me get this stuff out for you. For the authors table, I used AU as a kind of as an alias in that query. So AU.AE_ID is from the authors table. I use that value
No,
to.
I'm not talking about the AU. You remember when you see create procedure, new author, at AU, the at, what does it signify? That's my question.
Yeah, well, that's the way variables are presented in SQL Server. A variable is a placeholder for a value. It's something that can be changed. Okay, you can have where author's name is James, where author's name is Lester, where author's name is Edafe, where author's name is. It can change. So it's just a variable that acts as a placeholder that will absorb any information, any value that you pass into it, a character value. It's very important that you define a variable in your variables in your procedures, particularly when you use procedures that you use inputs or outputs. But there's some procedures that don't need inputs or outputs, just ordinary select. You don't need the @s there. But if you want to put in input, you must declare the variables. These are variables. This is a variable, for instance. At some, this is a variable. All these are variables. You must declare it. Because if you don't declare it, SQL Server has no way to understand what you are putting in. But now when I declare it as a small int, it knows that it's a number. So when I now add it here, there's no problem. Okay? So it's very, very important you understand it. I don't expect you.
So instead of me to write like this at AU_, instead of me to write it plain like the normal one we used to do at without the alternate sign, is it going to be an error?
Without which sign? The at sign?
Yeah, the at. My question is the at sign.
Yes, at sign is very important. In the procedure, you need it. You need it.
Okay, in the procedure, I must need it.
Yeah, in the procedure, use it. You need it for when you are using input and output. All these are inputs. Look at this. I created this procedure here. At the end of the day, when I use the procedure, I put in what we call inputs. I put in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and I put in this last value. Why? Because they are already defined internally as variables within the procedure. So 2 here will correspond to sum 1. 4 here will correspond to sum 2. 6 will correspond to sum 3. 8 will correspond to sum 4. That's how it works. Okay? But I don't expect you have to calm down and look at it again, and you'll be clear by next time we meet. You'll be clear, I'm sure.
Okay, sir. That's all.
All right. That's a nice one.
Okay, sir.
All right. God bless you guys.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Sir, okay. One other question. Eddie is not here right now because we were talking of getting a server.
Okay.
So we want to ask, like, what's the maximum gigabyte that they have to offer us in a month? So, what do you mean?
What I mean is that there are different capacities. If depending on your money, ranging from about 60 euros a month to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. It depends on how much you can afford. So what happens online? They will give you a server, a machine, a dedicated server, and on that server you will now install a kind of virtual machine, which will enable you to create, virtual machines. These virtual machines will be just like machines, ordinary computers, but all of them are virtual. And then you can learn properly. You can have servers, you can work with servers, you can do things as if you're in a company. You can do things as if you're in a real working environment. Okay? So it's really, if you really are serious, I really want to grow in IT, I would like to it's worth it to just do that.
No, we talked about it. So he was like, okay, he was supposed to be in the meeting. I don't know why, but I'll speak to him later. So if both of us share the server, what would be like? Is there going to be a value like 50 gig for each person or like 100 gig for each person?
No, you make your agreement. Your computer might have 8 gigabytes, it might have 16 gigabytes. Depends on the offer that you see. And I will send you the link. Let me just give you now. OVH dedicated servers. So then again, when you enter, both of you use it, and you make your agreement among yourselves that this is how you'll be using and all that. I don't think there's any problem there. So you see, on the 2TE servers, so I'll send you this link so you will see the amount, the costs. Assetto. And this is the cheapest, they are the cheapest in the world. I've gone everywhere looking for them and when I mentioned, I compared their prices to OVH, everybody said, but OVH, nobody can beat them. They are very good. So I'll send you this link. You go there and you see the RAM, the amount of disk space, the price, and everything. So you just let me send it now. So you just browse through it.
Okay, sir.
Hey, that face just quiet, oh. Hey, he has even gone safe. Now, wow. It's not easy to be an IT guy. Anyway, this is it, I've sent it to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
God
sir.
bless you. Cheers.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Okay, we'll see tomorrow, sir.
Bye bye.